We have the perfect solution. Sleepy denim diapers, giving you that fashionable denim look throughout the day with the same soft touch. Look cool, look hip, rock in style with Sleepy jeans.
Hello Guyana, welcome to today's news at noon on Kaieteur Radio that comes to you with the compliments of Sleepy Jeans. Kevin Smith here, and these are the top stories we're tracking. Guyana agreed to lose billions on pre-contract interest costs, while Suriname says not at all. Jagdeo says coalition defending illegalities by asking lessees not to return Ogle lands, and a sleepover turns deadly as 15-year-old shot in head. 16-year-old friend in custody. And the University of the West Indies coming to Guyana. Government targets training of 20,000 locals in next 5 years, as Attorney General Nandlal sues James Bond and Jaipal Sharma for libel. Stay tuned to stay informed.
Introducing the new Digicel Prime bundles. Better than anything we've ever offered before. More music on D-Music. More messaging on BIP. More radio streaming on Go Loud. More storage on Bello. More control on My Digicel app. With the new Digicel Prime bundles, it's never been easier to get more digital experiences. Plus, extra data. Get 30 gigabytes with a 7-day Prime bundle for only $2,000. So much data, so much fun. Buy in My Digicel app today. Digicel, better together.
Child sexual abuse can stay with a person for life. It can rob them of their childhood. It's an unforgivable, unforgettable, despicable act. And yet, children suffer this abuse every day. During these times, we must keep a watch out for children. If you suspect child abuse, report it to the police without delay or call the CPA hotline on 227-0979. Protect children now.
A message from the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and UNICEF.
And now for the news in detail. Guyana's leaders are so determined to grant extremely generous fiscal terms to oil companies that they have agreed to forfeit billions of United States dollars, which could have gone to housing the homeless, making college education free, and erecting state-of-the-art hospitals. Two of those generous concessions include an agreement to pay oil companies uncapped interest rates on loans they take to fund petroleum operations offshore Guyana, and an agreement to repay these companies for pre-contract costs. Guyana's neighbor, Suriname, however, has done a much better job of securing the value in the prolific basin that these two countries share. Suriname's model PSC explicitly states that pre-contract costs and interests on loans are not recoverable. Suriname's Statsoli said that its PSC is world-class. Guyana's contracts have gone in the other direction. Let's tell you now that Vice President Bharat Jagdeo has accused the former APNU-AFC administration of defending the illegalities surrounding the award of prime state lands situated at Ogle, east coast of Marara. His comments came after the now opposition encouraged the recipients not to return the lands as they were lawfully obtained. The party's comments were also bolstered by the utterances of Aubrey Norton, a PNCR executive who said that once the beneficiaries still have legal documents for the land, he believes that they should keep the land. But with clear evidence that the lands were illegally obtained, the vice president insisted that the opposition party, part of the APNU, seeks to defend the non-transparent awards of the lands instead of condemning it. Let's tell you now that with what is meant to be a fun sleepover Tuesday evening turned deadly after a 15-year-old Kitty resident was shot to the head with a .32 Taurus pistol. The boy, Rocky Saw, was reportedly found at around 3 hours yesterday lying in a pool of blood inside the home of his 16-year-old friend, who is now in police custody. Saw, according to family members, had gone there for a sleepover. We were told the teen was unconscious but still alive when he was found, but succumbed to his injuries at around 14 hours 20 yesterday. Relatives of the dead teen said that he received a single gunshot wound to the right side of the head. It is understood that Saw and his friend were home alone when the incident occurred. His friend reportedly found his father's firearm and began playing with it. He allegedly pointed it to Saw's head in a playful manner and accidentally pulled the trigger. The gun went off and Saw fell. In other news, the University of the West Indies has been invited by recently elected President of Guyana, Dr. Irfan Ali, to help drive forward Guyana's human resource development strategy. The University of the West Indies, in a statement yesterday from its Cave Hill campus, Barbados, said it is currently negotiating an agreement with the government to Guyana to help to train up to 20,000 nationals over the next 5 years through the UWI Open Campus. It was pointed out that the diversity and richness of the UWI's academic programs, which has been carefully curated over decades, is well suited to help support the people of Guyana during this phase of its development. And now let's tell you, Guyana's Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal is jointly suing former coalition member Government Minister Jaipal Sharma and PNCR member James Bond over a post both men made on their Facebook accounts on Tuesday. Nandlal is seeking from both men in excess of $25 million for each of the libelous statements made in their respective posts. He is also seeking orders that the two publish a correction and apology within 7 days of the date of the court's decision and an order requiring the public posts to be removed. The issue stemmed from a Facebook post made by Sharma on Tuesday, where he implicated Nandlal's private law firm in the transfer of state property under the last PPPC government. It is now 12:07. You are listening to your news at noon in Kaieteur Radio. Coming up after the break, major breakthrough as two suspects in Lagrange businesswoman's murder nabbed in Suriname, while female mastermind still at large. And in the alleged Ponzi scheme, more delays as thousands await payments. Do stay tuned.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back. Let us continue with the news. Detectives have made a major breakthrough in the gruesome murder of Lagrange businesswoman, 85-year-old Bibi Ramjet. Two other suspects involved in the heinous crime was nabbed in Nikeri, Suriname, and transported to Guyana yesterday. According to police sources, their arrests were as a result of Suriname and Guyana law enforcement collaboration. We were also told that the female is still on the run. Investigators described her as the alleged mastermind behind the grandmother's murder. Ramjet was found dead on October 25th in the upper flat of her two-story home and business place located at Lagrange, West Bank, Demerara. An autopsy report revealed that she was strangled to death. And in other news, as the holiday season approaches, persons who invested in the alleged Ponzi scheme operators are concerned whether they will ever be repaid in time for the Christmas holidays. The principals of accelerated capital firm Yuri Garcia Dominguez and his wife Atika Ishmael are accused of running a Ponzi scheme that bilked 17,000 Guyanese of billions of dollars. Over $4 billion. It is understood that the company had told investors that persons who invested their money without interest will be the first to be refunded. However, that is not happening, and investors are concerned about the way in which the process is being dragged on. Let's tell you now that the New Guyana Marketing Corporation, or NGMC, on Monday, November 16th, welcomed its new general manager. According to a government release, Tashana Lal, who has confidently stepped into her role as the NGMC's general manager, brings with her over 18 years of experience in marketing, publishing, and accounting. Her father, Glenn Lal, is publisher of the country's biggest newspaper, Kaieteur News. In her role as GM, Lal will oversee all aspects of the state-run corporation and will work towards revamping its image. NGMC runs the Guyana Shop on Robb Street, which offers scores of locally produced food products. In other news, a juvenile on Monday last allegedly robbed his employer of $900,000. No one was home at the time. The police have since released the teenage boy in the custody of his aunt, while investigations into the larceny from a dwelling house is ongoing. The victim has been identified as 72-year-old Abdul Nazim of La Jalosi Public Road, West Coast, Demerara. According to a police report, the incident occurred between 8 hours and 12 noon, allegedly by the teenager. And moving on. President of Guyana Public Service Union, Patrick Yard, has called for former permanent secretary within the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs, Sherry Samantha Fedi, to be given back her position. He described the termination by Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, Gail Teixeira, as an outrageous usurpation of the powers of the Public Service Commission. In a letter to Teixeira, Yard outlined that Fedi is a career public servant with over 25 years of unbroken service and who was confirmed in the position this year by the PSC. Yard explained that the former PS brings a wealth of experience to the position, having joined the public service in November of 1995. 12 hours 12 is the time, and now for your COVID-19 update. According to Worldometer, the number of worldwide coronavirus cases has reached 56.7 million, with worldwide deaths at 1.3 million and recoveries at 39.5 million. The Ministry of Health yesterday reported a 66-year-old woman from Region 3 as the latest COVID-19 fatality. Her death increases Guyana's COVID-19 death toll to 142. Additionally, the Health Ministry recorded 24 new COVID-19 cases yesterday, taking the total number of confirmed cases to 4,914, as indicated in the Ministry's daily dashboard update. 8 persons are in the COVID-19 ICU, 105 persons are in institutional isolation, 697 persons are in approved home isolation, and 53 persons in institutional quarantine. And coming from CNN, there have been more than 250,000 reported deaths from COVID-19 in the U.S. since the pandemic began, according to data from Johns Hopkins University. New York City schools are closed today as coronavirus cases rise in the city. Medical staff across the U.S. are overwhelmed with record hospitalizations. Governors are rushing to issue restrictions on gatherings, and deaths are averaging the highest in months. Meanwhile, Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine is 95% effective, the company announced yesterday. Earlier this week, Moderna said its vaccine is 94.5% effective. And that brings us to the end of today's news at noon. Remember, the news came to you with the compliments of Sleepy Jeans. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's Newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
Tired of changing your baby's clothes? We have the perfect solution. Sleepy denim diapers, giving you that fashionable denim look throughout the day with the same soft touch. Look cool, look hip, rock in style with Sleepy Jeans.